Right now, as you're watching this, something extraordinary is happening in the far west of Australia. Bulldozers are moving earth, cranes are lifting steel, and an entire airport is being rebuilt while millions of passengers continue flying through it every year. And why? Because this isn't just another construction project. This is the complete transformation of Perth Airport into what will become Australia's second largest international hub. And it's happening through the biggest private infrastructure investment in Western Australia's history. This is a $5 billion investment that will completely reshape not just an airport, but an entire region's economic future. And the most incredible part? They're doing it all without shutting down a single runway. To really understand how we ended up here, we've got to rewind to May 2024. That's when two of Australia's biggest power players finally came together and signed what many are calling the most important aviation deal in the country's history. Qantas and Perth Airport, after years of tension, struck a 12-year agreement that's set to reshape the way Australians fly. But this deal didn't come out of nowhere. For years, Qantas and Perth Airport were essentially locked in a standoff. The airport wanted to bring all operations under one roof, but Qantas wasn't willing to budge. Lawsuits followed, expansion plans hit pause, and travelers were left shuttling between terminals that felt more like two separate airports than one connected hub. Everything changed when Qantas CEO Vanessa Hudson and Perth Airport CEO Jason Waters finally found some middle ground. Qantas agreed to shift all its operations to a brand new terminal in the airport's central precinct by 2031. In exchange, Perth Airport committed to a massive $3 billion investment in new terminal facilities and infrastructure, with another $2 billion earmarked for hotels, parking, and upgraded roads. This marked a major shift in Australia's aviation future. Perth is now set to become Qantas's second largest international gateway after Sydney. The airline plans to add 4.4 million seats each year through Perth, and Jetstar is moving in too, joining the city's rise as a major travel hub. And what really sets this apart? Perth Airport isn't relying on government support to pull it off. This entire $5 billion transformation is privately funded, the biggest private infrastructure investment in the city's history. It's a bold bet that Western Australia is ready to become a global crossroads for air travel. So here's the big question. Can you actually build an airport while it's still flying? That's exactly what Perth Airport is doing. And it might just be one of the most ambitious aviation projects happening anywhere in the world right now. Flights taking off and landing non-stop. Workers fly in and out to support Western Australia's massive mining industry. Tourists are arriving from Europe and Asia. Families, business travelers, cargo planes. The airport is alive 24/7. And right in the middle of all that, bulldozers, cranes, engineers, and planners are quietly reshaping the future of the airport in real time. The centerpiece of this massive project is a completely new terminal in the airport's central precinct. The plan is to bring domestic and international flights together under one roof. That alone will change the experience for travelers, making the whole airport feel more connected, more logical. The layout's designed for flow, wide walkways, open lines of sight, and flexible spaces that can grow with demand. The check-in and baggage systems are getting a full upgrade too, using self-service kiosks and automated tech to keep people moving quickly and smoothly. And then there's the new runway, 3 kilometers long, 45 meters wide, and built to handle everything from giant international jets to smaller regional planes. But it's not just a slab of concrete, it's an entire system. New taxiways, cutting-edge lighting, advanced navigation tools, noise reduction design for nearby neighborhoods. Every detail is being engineered with care, because Perth's already handling 16 million passengers a year, and that number's only going up. Timing matters here. The current runway's close to full during peak hours. Without this new one, the airport would hit a wall. Delays, congestion, stalled growth. So they're racing the clock, building the future before the present becomes a bottleneck. To pull this off, Perth Airport brought in some heavy hitters. Bechtel, the same global firm that's worked on Western Sydney's new airport and the incredible Hamad International in Doha, is running point. They're not just building one thing at a time, they're orchestrating dozens of moving parts all at once. Picture it like a giant, high-stakes puzzle in motion. While the new runway rises on one side of the airfield, other parts of the airport are quietly being transformed. Terminal 2 is getting more gates and seating. Terminal 3, once used by the old Ansett airline, is getting a whole new life as Qantas expands into international routes like Auckland and Johannesburg. Jetstar's shifting to Terminal 2, opening up space and clearing the path for more international connections. It's one of those rare moments where an entire city's connection to the world is being rewritten, and it's happening while planes are still coming and going like clockwork. Now, why Perth? Why is this city suddenly becoming such a big deal in the world of aviation? Well, it all comes down to where Perth is on the map. Most people don't realize this, but Perth is the only city in Australia that can fly non-stop to multiple European destinations. That's a huge deal, and it's only getting bigger. Right now, Qantas runs year-round direct flights from Perth to London. 17 hours, no stops. There's also a seasonal route to Rome, and in 2024, they added Paris to the list. These are some of the longest commercial flights in the world. We're talking nearly 20 hours in the air, non-stop. It takes some serious aircraft performance to make those flights work, and even more to make them profitable. But you know what? People love these routes. The demand for Perth-London and Perth-Rome has blown past expectations. They're some of Qantas's most popular international services, and now the airline's doubling down. New routes to Johannesburg and Auckland are set to launch this year in 2025, and there's talk of even more connections into Asia and Africa. It could be just about saving a few hours on a long trip, but it's more than that. For decades, flying to Europe meant stopping somewhere in the Middle East or Asia, but now Perth offers a straight shot. No layovers, no rushing through another airport. Just get on, take off, and wake up on the other side of the world. And it's not just Europe. Perth is also in a prime spot for flights to Africa, India, and Southeast Asia. As the airport grows, we're going to see more and more direct routes popping up, turning Perth into Australia's true Western gateway. But to really get why this airport expansion matters, you have to look at what drives Western Australia's economy. This state powers a huge part of the global resource market. Iron ore, natural gas, mining, it's massive, and a lot of it happens out in the middle of nowhere. We're talking mine sites and LNG facilities hundreds of kilometers from the nearest city. So how do you staff that kind of operation? With aircraft. Every week, tens of thousands of FIFO workers fly in, fly out, come through Perth Airport. They fly out to remote sites, work for a week or two, then fly back to spend time with their families. It's a rhythm that keeps the mining industry running, and Perth Airport is the heart of that entire system. The expansion is going to make this whole process smoother. The new runway can handle bigger aircraft that can reach those remote airstrips more easily. Inside the terminals, there will be more space to deal with the waves of workers coming and going every single week. And executives, engineers, investors, they're also flying into Perth all the time to check in on operations or make deals. A lot of the high-level decision-making for Australia's resource economy flows through this city. So it makes sense that the airport's also gearing up for business travel. Plans include an on-site hotel, which is perfect for those early morning departures, and we'll talk about it in a minute, and upgraded facilities for meetings, conferences, and corporate aviation. Bigger aircraft, better infrastructure, smoother connections. It's all designed to make Perth a world-class hub, not just for leisure and long-haul flights, but for the business that keeps the state and the country running. And that's why Perth matters. Geography, economy, strategy, it all comes together here. And the airport is rising to meet that moment. So here's the big picture. Perth Airport isn't just getting bigger. It's turning into something way more ambitious. We're talking about an entire airport city, not just a place you pass through on the way to somewhere else, but a destination in its own right. This new vision turns the airport into a full-blown economic hub, with hotels, business zones, transport links, the works. It all starts with the heart of the project, the new Airport Central Terminal. That's where the big transformation kicks off. But the changes go far beyond that building. The very first big addition? A sleek, 8-story Pullman hotel, opening in 2027. It's not just somewhere to crash between flights. It's got a rooftop restaurant with runway views, fitness and wellness facilities, co-working lounges, conference spaces. Even the design is inspired by the Western Australian landscape. It's built to feel like you're in Perth, not just near it. Right next to it, you'll see 2 massive multi-story parking structures, designed not just for volume, but for experience. Think premium parking, EV charging, family zones, even motorbike options. Everything's being thought through. The way you get in and out is also completely reimagined. The Airport Central Rail Station, which opened in 2022, already connects the terminal straight to Perth's city centre. No taxis, no traffic, just jump on the train. Over time, more bus routes and rideshare facilities will plug in, making it super easy to move around. The airport is also preparing space for companies, freight businesses, logistics hubs, even corporate offices, because when you're that close to a global transport link, why wouldn't you set up shop right next door? This shift is already pulling in attention. It means more jobs, more training programs, and more opportunity, not just at the airport, but across Perth. The numbers are serious. Thousands of construction jobs over the next several years, hundreds of permanent new positions once the expansion's done, and Qantas alone is already planning to hire 700 people to support its growth here. That's just the start. As more airlines expand their presence, we'll see more ground crews, more tech specialists, more customs and security roles. Retail, food, hospitality, even educational programs are jumping in. Colleges are now offering new aviation, hospitality, and tourism courses built around this growth. Meanwhile, all of this is being built in phases. The new runway set to open in 2028. The Pullman Hotel arrives in 2027. The new terminal launches in 2031, with Qantas and Jetstar moving in as soon as it's ready. Everything is timed like a giant puzzle, each piece fitting into the next without slowing down current operations. Which brings us to the real challenge: building all this while the airport keeps running full speed. We're talking about thousands of passengers flying every day, flights taking off and landing around the clock, and construction happening right around it. It's like rebuilding the engine while the plane's still flying. And yet, it's happening, quietly, steadily, and with a long-term vision that's incredibly bold. Because this is about more than just convenience or architecture. It's about Western Australia stepping onto the world stage, not just as a mining powerhouse, but as a globally connected business and travel hub. The $5 billion investment represents a bet on Western Australia's future as a global destination and economic hub. And based on the progress so far, that bet is looking increasingly likely to pay off. But for now, keep an eye on Visionary, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when it's all set. Until next time.